What's up, guys? It's been a minute since I've been on here. I had a gentleman on Instagram send me a few knives he asked me to sharpen for him. He sent a OD green SOCOM. This is in 204p. Sent me a Strider. I believe this is the SMF. It's a PSF 27 steel. Looking that up, it basically says it's like D2. I've never even heard of this steel until he sent me this knife, so I know nothing about it. And finally he sent a Kershaw Bareknuckle. This is going to be the one we sharpen tonight. It is 14C 28 steel. It's already got a mirror edge on it. He goes by KME user on Instagram. I don't know if he actually sharpens with a KME or what the deal is. I assume he does, going by his handle. Why he needs me to sharpen his knives, I don't know. Maybe he just wants to compare the difference between freehand and a guided system. Who knows? He asked me to do it though, and I agreed, so here we are. Since this already has a mirror edge on it, I want to go ahead and just start on the Shapton Pro 1K. I'm only going to take this up to the 5,000 grit. Sharpening the Natrix, which is very similar in blade shape, there's a little bit of a recurve right here near the belly and the tip. So to get to that area, you kind of have to ride the edge of the stone a little bit. Find where this bevel is. And that appears to be spot on. This tip looks like it's trying to widen just a little bit. Symmetry still looks good. I'm gonna do a few burr minimization passes. This is Shapton Pro 2000 grit. Somebody was asking me the other day about some things with sharpening, and they said they thought once they got their initial burr that they didn't have to create a burr on the finishing stones. And although that's true, you still have to get down to the apex. So you want to take a look at your scratch pattern. Magnification really helps. Or if you can fill a burr up to about 2 or even 3,000 grit, go ahead and just create a burr. That way you know you've hit the entire bevel. But you have to get down to the apex with all of your stones after the coarse stone to get that fine edge. Otherwise you're just going to have a very toothy, very coarse edge from the original stone with a brightly polished bevel. Like every other knife, they didn't do the sharpening tool correctly. so it's starting to create a little bit of a flare. There's not much I can do about it unless I want to enhance that, which I don't. It's not my knife. If KME user decides he wants to do that, I'll let him. But because of that, there's going to be a little bit of a flare in the base. And this is going to be the final stone. It's my 5000 grit Shapton Pro. This is usually where I stop on most knives. I do have higher grit stones, but 5K and then stropping leaves me with an edge I'm pretty satisfied with. Gives me a nice polish. I mean, it's not a true mirror, but it's bright enough for my needs. Plus, I don't go for like a true scratchless finish. They're just too damn hard to get freehand. I can do them just fine on the guided systems like the Edge Pro, but for whatever reason, doing them freehand, I just can't seem to get the knack of it. I always have stray scratches. So if you guys have watched this far, ordered some wallets from CountyCom, and they weren't quite what I was expecting, so I'm going to give them away. I've got two. You can put your cards in here, and that's it. Just little leather wallets, minimalist style. If you guys are wanting to get in on this, just leave me a link to someone who you watch on YouTube that sharpens. I'm looking for some new videos to check out. Do that and I'll enter you to win one of those wallets. Like I said, I've got two to give away, so by the time I get done sharpening all these knives for a KME user, I'll pick the winners. Easy peasy. They're nothing special, but I figured instead of sending them back, I'd give you guys a shot at them. Feels like I got a rough spot right here. I'm having to ride that edge. Stropping tonight, just going to use my Knivesplus Stropblock. This is white compound, of course. I'm just going to go ahead and set it up in my stone holder here, so I got something secure. Alright, we're going to use the edge on up edge tester, see where the edge is at. I want to test both the flat and the the belly area, near the tip, whatever you want to call it. It's 112. $116. And $138. Gonna test the tip and belly area. If I can get an angle on this thing. $162. $78. $126. I don't know how well you guys can read that, but doing the average, it both came out to 122. I don't know why the belly was all over the place in terms of numbers. Possibly because it's a recurve and just the angle of approach I was trying to get it at maybe altered the numbers, who knows. Regardless, 122, 122, belly and flat. Those are respectable numbers and I'm quite happy with them. Would I like it a little sharper? Sure, but I mean, they're arbitrary. You can't put everything about an edge down to those numbers, as I've said before. Bring you guys down, we'll take a look at this bevel. So back here you can start to see that flare I was talking about. And that's because this choil needs to come out a little bit further. See if I can get this to pick up the scratches. Well, can't quite get the scratches to show up well on this side. It's got a nice reflectivity. That'll satisfy me all day long. Hopefully KME user will like it as well. As I said before, I think he does his own sharpening, so I'm not real sure what the story is behind him wanting me to sharpen his knives. I didn't bother to ask. Hopefully he wasn't trying to get amazingly sharp edges. I get edges that I'm satisfied with, that do the work I need them to do. Can they whittle hair? I really don't know. I don't think they can, but I don't try to whittle hair, so there you have it. Oh, one last thing. These little scratches right here were on the knife previously. I'm assuming that's where he was taking his stones and clipped the frame of the knife. I've done that myself before on the Edge Pro. It's just the bane of sharpening systems. Well guys, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them below. Y'all have a good one.